What's good, everybody? The Washington Wizards dropped a winnable game, up by 19 at one point to the New York Knicks, 116 to 109. We're going to talk about the game, how we lost the game, and then we're going to look at a preview for Sunday's game against the Chicago Bulls. Next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again with my guy, the real Ed Oliver. Thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So, wow. Up by 19. Man, tale of two different halves. So, E, what lost this game? Was it the fact that we lost the paint or the turnovers and sloppy basketball?
Well, looking at the paint points, the Knicks dominated us in the paint. 58 points in the paint compared to our 32. Jalen Brunson got into the paint a couple of times. He had a big shot down the stretch. Julius Randle, we couldn't stop him in the paint. He had 46, which is ridiculous, allowing him to do that. And then Mitchell Robinson had basically a game-winning layup to finish the game. But it's a multitude of things. The turnovers certainly hurt to start off the second half. I mean, to be up by 19, it just felt like a typical – I hate to say it wasn't until junior game. I'm not going to blame it on him, but it just felt like one of those games where you're up by 19, you're up by 20, you just give away the lead. But it's a tough one. I mean, the turnovers were egregious. They certainly hurt. Starting off that second half, the Knicks had 9 steals. We had a lot of unforced turnovers. Kuzma stepping out of bounds. He just didn't see where his footing was. Brad had a couple turnovers. Porzingis had a bad pass here and there. And that led to fast breaks for them. Grimes had an easy layup to start off the second half. But yeah, points in the paint hurt too. And really just giving up threes to Julius Randle. I mean, he had 7 threes. How many times are you going to let him have a step back three? How many times are you going to step out there, picking – they were setting screens for Julius Randle. We were going under the screen and not getting out there on him. He was knocking down threes. He had 7 threes. He was 7 for 14 from the three-point line tonight, 46 points. I'm not going to blame the refs for this. Did they get away with some travel calls? Josh Hart traveled. RJ Barrett traveled. I thought that was a illegal screen by Jalen Brunson that they didn't call. But I got to tip my cap to the Knicks for playing with physicality and punching us in the mouth, and we just didn't respond. Porzingis started off hot, hitting 5 threes, and then next thing you know, we just don't see Porzingis at all for the rest of the game. And there were some mental errors down the stretch. Honestly, and it came down to effort at times too. There was a time where Porzingis had a block on Julius Randle where he blocked it basically it was a 3-point line. And I thought, I don't know. We know Bradley Beal had the knee soreness or the left knee soreness or whatever it was. I thought he definitely could have laid out for it and tried to get the ball quicker than what he did. I'm not blaming the game on him because he had a big shot to tie the game or put us in reach down the stretch. But you see Josh Hart dart out there and get the ball. I think a lot of the times the Knicks, they beat us to those 50-50 balls, 50-50 loose basketballs, and it looked like they just wanted the game more than us. And this was a huge game, man. We're talking about the 6th seed. They're the 6th seed, and they're the team that we had to leapfrog to get that 6th seed. That was the ceiling that we talked about. Looked like the Knicks wanted it more. They put in more physicality. They executed better than us. They turned the ball over less. They got more points in the paint. And that's shot by Porzingis with 10 seconds left in the shot clock. We're down by, I want to say 3 or 2 at the point. I'm looking at the play-by-play just to look at the score at the time. But that was just frustrating. And there's too many times where we have execution down the stretch like that. It's too many times where we're taking bad shots right before the shot clock. Kyle Kuzma stepped out of bounds with 10 seconds left. Yeah, Chris has missed a 23-foot three-point jumper with 27 seconds left. We're down 111 to 109. So, one, he didn't need to shoot that 3. We could have just tied it up with a 2, and he shot the 3 with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. And then we have a mental mistake. We don't foul quick enough. They have the ball. It's like 16 seconds left in the game and 14 seconds left on the shot clock, and they take it forever to foul him. And we just lost the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, all your points are on point, man. It's lackluster effort. Lackluster effort, man. The Knicks wanted it more. They showed they're trying to make the playoffs. It's one thing to talk about making the playoffs. It's another thing to play like you're trying to play in the playoffs. We lost this game in the paint. I mean, look, They out-rebounded us 43-34. They got 12 offensive rebounds and 58 points in the paint. 58. And then that's discounting the fact that Julius Randle shot 7 from 14 from three-point line. I mean, you got killed in the paint, you got killed on the perimeter, and then you still don't care. I mean, it's like this is the teams you got to beat to get to that 6 seed. I mean, hell, this is the team you got to beat to get to the 7 and 8 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this lackluster effort, man. Coming out of the All-Star break flatter than a week-old soda, man. I mean, it's just lackluster, man. I mean, Kuzma 23 points, but he shot the ball 23 times, man. And if you look in the fourth quarter, there's times when what was that play, man? I don't know if it was a steal or a rebound, but it was 3 against 2, and Kuzma brings the ball down, and instead of trying to drive or trying to dish the ball off or even run a play, he's shooting the ball 2 seconds in the shot clock. Like, come on, man. Like, I get it. When you got a hot hand, go roll with it. But you can't continue to chuck them up, man. I mean, look, Bradley Beal shot 14 times. That tells you the difference between Kuzma and Bill as far as shot attempts, man. It's just Kuzma's got to slow that down a little bit. You know, he gets too trigger happy, and tonight it's not on him, but it was a factor, especially with the offensive flow. It really destroyed the chemistry on offense because he's shooting too quick into the shot clock. And then, I mean, that's been an issue all year long, but I mean, nobody's saying anything when he's dropping, but when they don't drop, it becomes an issue. Bradley Beal, obviously his knee is still bothering him. You know, he still chipped in 16 points. Key shot, key effort in the fourth quarter, I believe, but he wasn't 100%. KP, man, started out fast, hot, 19 points, and then he was a non-factor in the second half. So he slowed down, man. I know he left the game in the third quarter at the 6:37 at the mark. And I know that Denny, when he had that, when him and Julius Randle bumped knees, he kind of rolled into KP's knee. So I don't know if he's got pain in his knee. I'm sure they're going to, you'll find out more in the next couple of days. But another thing, yes, DeLon played well on the bench. 15 points, shooting 5 for 7 from 3. But Denny, he 11 points, 5 for 7, 1 for 3 from the field. So I think defensively he played well. Now, Julius Randle's on everybody. It ain't just on Denny. I mean, Julius Randle's just a man on a mission tonight. I mean, he was like, I was one of those people that are like, he's in the 3-point contest, but he's like, look, Brandon, check it out. Hey, Brandon, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Because I mean, 7 for 14. I mean, he was just hitting them. It was one point where they had a hand in his face and he was still hitting them. I mean, it's just my hat goes off to him, man. I was a critic of Julius Randle, but it's nice to see how his game has evolved from his Laker days to the Pelican days to now the Knicks, man. His game has evolved. And I like what I see. As a basketball fan, I like what I see from his game, man. But the bench, Kendrick Nunn and Kispert, they have to step up. 3 points ain't going to cut it, man. Not when you're trying to beat a playoff team. 3 points ain't going to cut it. We need that production from the bench. And Kispert, man, Nunn, I mean, Nunn, they had their moments, but they're just rushing shots, shooting low percentage shots. So it's just, we lost the game in the paint. We lost the game in effort, sloppy basketball. And the Knicks, they just wanted more, man. They just wanted more.
Yeah, it's inconsistent. We're gonna get some more in the game. We're gonna get a quick word from Brandon. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, it was one of those silent films. All right. All right. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Nissan. Now, tonight, if I'm gonna do a player of the week, or really a player of the night, it's gonna be Julius Randle, man. So how's it translate into the key factors of the Nissan Aria? Well, easy. It's electric. He was electric. Brilliantly fierce, fiercely elegant, suddenly powerful, elegantly powerful, and delivers on duality. A combination of fierceness and elegance, beautiful but strong. I hate to say beautiful, but the perfect SUV crossover. The 2023 Nissan Aria packs pin you to your seat power with premium intelligence, all in one electric vehicle. The all-new, all-electric 2023 Nissan Aria. The electric vehicle for people who love to drive. Shop now at nissanusa.com. So, you got anything left on the game, man? Or
for the game, just looking at some numbers, I did think that Denny played well. I thought he had his moments getting to the basket. He did have a dunk. He had a fast break. He had a steal, creating a fast break. And like you said, with the bench, Corey Kispert, he's just been inconsistent. I know his numbers show really well. He's shooting like 41% from 3.
Yeah.
He only shot 2 shots tonight, 1 for 2, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line. If he's not knocking down threes, then his value just goes down. I know he can move without the ball, he can score without the ball and cut to the basket, but there's just some games where he is non-existent, and he is a liability on defense. But I think for the most part, he's had a solid year. But there's some games where he's definitely disappearing sometimes. Like I said, Denny, I thought he gave good effort. 11 points, 5 assists, 7 boards. It just wasn't. Julius Randle hit some tough shots, like you said. That left hand shot. There was one fadeaway on the baseline where Denny just put his hands up, where he just couldn't stop Julius. And when you let guys get hot, because the last game we played Julius, like I was saying in the preview, he struggled. We shut Julius down. He only had like 12, 14 points. So he was probably mad about that. But Julius has had a heck of a season. Like you said, he's really developed as a player from his Lakers days. Didn't play well in that. He didn't shoot well in the 3-point contest. You saw his son was upset too that he missed so many threes in the All-Star game. I did in the All-Star contest. I did see that. I did see the 3-point contest. Didn't watch the All-Star game at all. But Julius, he hurt us tonight. When somebody's knocking it down, when they hit 3 threes, you got to know your personnel. You got to start face guarding them. I didn't agree with the call where he got a foul called on him, where he did a spin move on Porzingis. He stopped the pump fake and got a foul called. I didn't agree with that call, but like I said, I'm not going to blame the refs at all. He played a heck of a game. He really did. He dominated the Wizards tonight. DeLon Wright played with a lot of effort, hit 5 threes, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. You're always going to get maximum effort from him. 2 blocks and 2 steals. Gafford, 3 points tonight. Not one of his better nights. Mitchell Robinson was a force rebounding the ball. I thought he hurt us on the boards too. But this was a game where we definitely could have used Gafford. He only got 12 minutes tonight. He didn't play his best ball. He had 4 fouls, so he was in foul trouble. So that hurt us too. Monte Morris, 12 points, steady Eddie kind of game. Like you said, Kuzma just inefficient, but we needed that scoring power because Porzingis got hurt. He was out for a couple minutes, then he came back in later in the game. And Brad, I don't remember him getting hurt in the Minnesota game. It's knee soreness. I'm not going to speculate and stuff like that. I know a lot of people are talking about seeing him on vacation, which is what all players do. So I'm not going to speculate and all that stuff like that. I know he toughed it out and tried to play tonight. I don't remember him getting hurt. But like I said, he just looked a step slow tonight. He just did. He looked a step slow. He picked it up in the fourth quarter, but throughout the game, he just looked a step behind tonight, honestly.
Yeah, he did. And like you said, I don't remember where he got hurt with the Minnesota game. And people get so caught up in he's on vacation, man. Look, mind your business, man. look, I mean, my back was hurting, man. I'm still gonna go to the grocery store. I mean, leave a man alone. It's crazy. But anyways, but yeah, Kuzma. Getting back to Kuzma, he's got to slow down the shots, man. He's got, we got to get back to everybody eats because, and get back to Denny. Yeah, Denny, great effort tonight. 11 points, 5 for 7. Man, that dunk. Yeah, when he drove that lane and he dunked, I was like, all right, this is what I want to see from Denny, man. That confidence, driving the lane with power. Yes, sir. That's what I want to see from Denny. So I like his performance, but the bench, they got to step up, man. I mean, look, you got to step up. None. He shot very low percentage threes in the corner. Just what they did their homework and we didn't, because Julius Randle just again was a man on the mission. So yeah, a very winnable game, up by 19, but again, Taylor do the 2 different halves, man. We gave up a very winnable game and took our foot off the pedal. So before we move on, man, you got anything else with the game, man?
No, we're gonna get the comments here. But before we do get to that, today's episode is brought to you by Built Bar. I got some Built Bars in the mail. I got this is marshmallow right here. If you guys can see it on YouTube, if you're watching, I got marshmallow and I got cookie dough as well. They're both really, really good, as you can see on the screen. Looking for a delicious treat, but don't want all the fat and calories, then you got to try a Built Bar. We just got through the holidays, and I know my goal is to eat a little healthier this year. If you're like me, where you want to eat healthier but don't want to compromise taste, then, man, I got the thing for you. You got to try Built. With Built, healthy is actually tasty. Seriously, they're so delicious you won't think they're good for you. Perfect for your New Year's resolution. And they come in unbelievably flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. And now you don't need to wait around to get a box. For years, we've been talking about ordering your Built Bars at Built.com. Now you can get them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club. That's right. Head to your nearest Walmart today, walk to the pharmacy section, and grab yourself a box of Built Bars. You can pick up a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate or coconut puffs. If you're close to Sam's Club, run in and grab a 13-bar box with our hit flavors, brownie batter and churro. You can thank me later. So yeah, my favorite flavors that I have right now, like I said, I got cookies and cream and marshmallow. You guys got to check these out, man. I know Brandon got some too, so I put them in the fridge, and they taste really, really good coming out of the fridge. When you put them in the freezer too, they're pretty good. So
yes, sir.
But yeah, we're gonna get to some comments here. And then knock it out. We'll probably read 2 or 3 comments and then wrap it up tonight. We know it's Friday night. I know you guys want to go out and party and whatnot. Steven says the only person who seems to put an effort into this game is Denny. Watching Kuz is frustrating, but the real curse word is Wes Unseld Jr. No feeling, no touch, and keep it a solid 3 no matter what. This game, it's easy to blame Wes, but a lot of it's on the players too. It's a combination. But the defense you play on Julius Randle, you have to make an adjustment. I thought they made a better adjustment against Anthony Edwards last game. I didn't see that because Anthony Edwards went crazy in the first quarter. He had 15 or 18 in the first quarter, and they made an adjustment on him. Why didn't we make an adjustment on Julius Randle? Julius Randle had 25 points in the first half. So I thought that's somebody they definitely should have made an adjustment on to shut his water off, as they always say on the NBC Sports Watch and the broadcast. The solid 3, yeah, Brad just had a rough game. Like I said, I'll just chalk it up to the knee soreness. The turnovers were inexcusable on his part. Just the whole team in general, the turnovers were inexcusable. I think they had 19 turnovers tonight, which was definitely a tale of the tape as well. They had 19 turnovers. The Knicks only had 12. West Indies, you're gonna have no feeling, no touch. Keep it a solid 3 no matter what. And this loss hurts, man. It's a home game. You heard the Knicks fans; they were chanting. They were pretty loud throughout the whole. I could hear on the TV how loud the Knicks fans were. I think they were giving Julius Randle MVP chance at 1.2. It was definitely getting out of hand. I mean, how many times are we gonna have MVP chance for other teams in our home court? It's just disgusting. It really is. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Hearing that, you can hear loud and clear on the TV. So if you're there, then it's loud and clear. So that's all I got for that one, Steve.
MVP on your court? Nah, man. Can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot have that, man. Let's see. From LaFleur. Laughing. Only team in NBA history go all in on making the playoffs, yet can't even get over 500. Can someone please explain how the heck Kuzma is a good basketball player? Fake stats. I do believe that Kyle Kuzma is a good basketball player, man. But, just like we said earlier, man, he tends to be quick on the trigger, and he can put a lot of attempts up. And he's got to stem that. And sometimes that can be empty stats, but I think overall, man, he's really evolved into a really good basketball player, man, because if you really want to associate fake stats with Kyle Kuzma, is more so with the Laker years because, he was just more of a role player. Here, he's a more complete player. So, I mean, with more responsibility on offense, you're going to see a lot more attempts. So, I get it, but I just wish, kind of stem it down a little bit.
Yeah, I like Kuz, man. When Kuz has one of his great games and he hits game winners, everybody loves Kuz. And then when Kuz has one of the stinkers like tonight or just not efficient, then there's a lot of Kuz naysayers that come out there. So it's inconsistent with him. He's had some really good games. He's been consistent. He's been super healthy this year. He's hit some big shots, some big threes, has some big rebounding games. A solid passer. He's going to get paid from somebody. I mean, the Wizards want to pay him, so he's going to get big money this all season. But yeah, as far as going all in to make the playoffs, can't even get over 500. Yeah, it's frustrating because if you want to make the playoffs, this is a game that you have to win. And now you're going to play the Bulls, who just blew out the Nets tonight. The Bulls just beat the Nets pretty darn bad. I was looking at the box score. The Bulls are up right now, 108-63 against the Nets. And that's the team that you're battling for a playing spot right now. Then once you play once you play the Bulls, you're going to have to play the Hawks. And guess what the Hawks just did to the Cavaliers? Looking at the box score right now. The Hawks just beat the Cavaliers 136-119. A team that the Cavaliers just blew you out in your own house not too long ago. So next 2 games are teams that you're battling for the 7th and 8th seed. And they just had huge wins against teams that are pretty darn good, So it's going to be tough for the Wizards. It's going to be tough. So we'll see how they bounce back and respond to this game. I do think Kuzma's a good basketball player. So I don't agree with, people saying that he's not. He's a good ball player. He's had a heck of a season this year.
Oh yeah, big fan, man. Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's turned into a complete player. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Kuz, man. Let's roll with
and his stats aren't fake. I wouldn't say that either. His stats aren't fake. He's earned a lot of stuff. He kept us in the game too. He had a stretch where he had 8 straight points for the Wizards. So I wouldn't say his stats are fake at all.
No, I'm with you, man. No, I don't agree with that, but I agree with the portion of can't get over 500, man. You gotta beat the Knicks. You got to beat the Knicks, man.
Yeah,
the Hawks, man. Look, Hawks ain't playing. They might have a little dysfunction, but they still got some firepower, man. So, looking at Siva, Kispert was a non-factor on the court. Yep. The nights when he's not scoring, he doesn't contribute a lot. No D, no rebounds, no assists. Blocks are still. I think Goodwin DeLon should get most of his minutes. I think I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to say this comes with coaching from Wes. If you know somebody's struggling, put somebody else in. I get that. I want to see, when you see Nunn or Kispert struggling, I have no problem with Goodwin and DeLon get more minutes. So I agree with that. But Kispert, yeah, he's cold, man. He's been real cold, and he's a good 3-point shooter, and he's a good cutter, and you see the IQ. But yeah, when his shot's not dropping, man, you can see that sometimes he can be a detriment. And I'm a big fan of Kispert, but when the shot's not dropping, he can be a detriment to the offense a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I talked about it earlier. He's just been inconsistent now. That, like I said, the shooting numbers will show that he's shooting 40% from the 3-point line, which is really good, which is above average. But there's times where he's a liability on defense, and he's not going to create a shot for himself. So it's kind of like you compare him to Doug McDermott and Joe Harris. Like if he's not out there, he's not hitting threes, then sometimes it's hard to play him. So. But it's tough. I think he also said, I think Goodwin and DeLon should get most of the minutes. Yeah, DeLon earned some minutes tonight. Goodwin should have played. I don't think Goodwin played at all tonight, actually. He just got the 2-year contract, so they did reward him. So he finally got a 2-year contract. They finally got the buyout done with Will Barton. So that freed up a space for Jordan Goodwin. So I do want to see Jordan Goodwin get some minutes, man. I think he deserves some minutes for sure. I thought they could have used him tonight. And Monte wasn't awful, but there's just sometimes, DeLon gives you more on the defensive side of the ball, and just more deflections and steals. Yeah, Jordan Goodwin didn't play at all tonight.
Yeah. It's just yeah. I got one more comment, man, before we roll. The Hawk TV said, as a Wizards fan, I've been hearing MVP chants for opposing players for 30+ years. Man, that's the problem, man, and that's the part of the culture of Wizards that I want to change, man. That can't happen, man. I mean, we got to stem that, man. If you really want to project success for this franchise, the fan base, man, we got to come out. We got to be vibrant. Now, I get, the whole divide with the fans, with the direction. I get that. So a lot of people aren't going to go to the games, but and that's another reason to kind of get this franchise on track, man, because we want to get more people to the games, and we want to create a vibrant fan base for this team, man. So it's it's disappointing to see. Look, Commanders games, very often than not, when the Eagles and Cowboys come in town, we're outnumbered. So, it's not just the Wizards, but still, man, you hate to see that on your own court. So,
right. I'll just quickly rapid fire read. That was crazy. I think Daniel Gaff should have got more minutes. That was the main problem. He had 4 fouls, so that's probably why he didn't play. Gabriel Q said, and I thought he should have played more than what he did. Gabriel Q says the Knicks got a lot of offensive rebounds too. Yeah, that hurt. Daryl Haley says Kisper's got to go. I don't agree with that. I mean, he is inconsistent, but I don't agree with that. Chimp says, how many 20-point losses is that now? It's not a 20-point loss because we were up by 19. So I agree with you, Chimp. I get what you're saying, but it was almost a 20-point giveaway, as I would call it. But we were up by 19 instead of 20. Daryl Haley also says Bradley Beal played lackadaisical. I do agree with that. I wouldn't say lackadaisical. Like I said, I don't know if it was the knee or the soreness or whatever, but I thought he definitely. I wanted to see some more. I wanted to see some more diving on the floor. Chris has dove on the floor too. I thought he could have been a little bit. Josh Hart quickly got to the ball where I thought Bradley Beal could have got it. Like I said, I'm not blaming him for the loss, but I thought that was a game. That was one of the parts where I thought it swayed the game a little bit. But yeah, that's all I got tonight. We'll be back on Sunday. Brandon, you got anything else?
No, sir. Definitely appreciate everybody showing out, man. So if you're good, I'm good.
Yep, that's it. Just want to thank you guys for listening. Making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We just want to thank you guys for listening once again. Make sure you guys check out the Game to Game podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe. Almost at 3,000 subscribers. We'll see you guys on Sunday for the Bulls game. Hell to the Wizards. Peace.